Let me ask a question. How much influence does history play in our day-to-day lives? A lot more than you might think, actually. From how laws are made and upheld, to even the language and the way we talk to one another. Today, I brought my nephew Tom, who is taking a major in history at the Westmount University, to help me out with this assignment and explaining just how much of an impact AI is going to have in the realm of history and media. Thank you for coming in, Tom.
Thanks for inviting me here, Sam. Discussions and choices made over 100 years ago are still affecting our world to this day in ways that we may not even realize. Let's start by asking how AI works in tandem with historical information. Asking ChatGPT how AI plays a role in historical research, it gave 7 points in how AI can benefit historians when looking for information on past events. Text analysis, analyzing large text for patterns and themes using natural language processing. Data mining, uncovering connections in vast archives and databases. Image recognition, categorizing historical images and artifacts. Predictive modeling, simulating historical events and social phenomena. Digital humanities, combining traditional scholarship with computational techniques for innovative insights. Automated transcription, transcribing handwritten documents for easier access. Sentiment analysis, analyzing public sentiments in historical text to understand cultural context. An article published by MIT Technology Review back in April of 2023, with it asking the question of how much we should leave to machines to handle our world's history. On one hand, computers have no bias towards nations revealing the naked truth of our history. However, they can be used to create fabricated history, people, events, and actions that never were. And that's the harm of it too. With the article stating, false history is nothing new, Cohen points to the way Joseph Stalin ordered enemies to be erased from history books, as an example. But the scale and speed with which fakes can be created is breathtaking, and the problem goes beyond images. Generative AI can create texts that read plausibly like a parliamentary speech from the Victorian era, as Cohen has done with his students. One very famous false piece of history that most get wrong is the depiction of Vikings wearing horns on their helmets. The misconception mostly comes from writers from the 19th century, wanting to make Vikings seem much scarier. We've seen an example of what deepfake can do, with a good example being that of Richard Nixon giving a speech on the moon landing, failing, talking about how Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin are never coming home to Earth.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. Fate has ordained that the men who went to the moon to explore in peace will stay on the moon to rest in peace. These brave men, Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin, know that there is no hope for their recovery. But they also know that there is hope.
Lately, there's been a trend on social media of people using AI to restore old archived historical footage. Here is a side-by-side comparison. Unfortunately, with anything it can be used for harm. And OpenAI has posted a video showing off the power of their video-generating AI. One clip struck me which showed off a Californian town from the time of the gold rush. As this technology develops, I can imagine it becoming easier to use and more available to the public. Ultimately, it's still too early to say whether using AI in the realm of historical research, restoration, and recreation will be a net gain or not. I'll hand the video back to Sam.
Thanks, Tom. And thank you all for watching. And before I go, there is one thing I should mention. Tom isn't real. He was never real. I don't have a nephew studying at Westmount University. He was an AI voice I used to relay information that I found while looking into this for the video. The reason I did this was because I wanted to try and show the importance of not taking everything you see at face value. I want everyone asking if the information they're being given can be trusted and is creditable. Because what's going to happen if we can't trust the information we're being given from credible sources? Anything we're told or shown could be up for questioning. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video has been both educational and entertaining.